Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and today we're going to make the classic green bean casserole that's on holiday tables all around the world. This is what you need for the recipe. Creamer half and half, butter, cream cheese, bacon, a whole bunch of green beans, salt and pepper, flour, and mushrooms. Any kind you want is fine with me. And an onion that's going to be crispy on top. To get to the finish line fast, you'll need half a pot of water on high to get that water to boil, and one big skillet to fry up your bacon. That's on high now too. I have already washed and cleaned my beans, but if you get them at the store and they got those edges on them, you gotta break them off on both ends, because you want a little bean without the stem that's going to get caught in somebody's tooth. So I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon of salt into the water because I want my beans lightly seasoned in my casserole already. That's my trick. So put that bacon on that hot skillet. The bacon grease is going to give the flavor to those beans, and it's also going to be used to fry up your mushrooms. I have a video up on my channel about frying bacon. It's really good to watch that so you don't hurt yourself. While the bacon is cooking, we're going to put the green beans into the boiling water. It's just come to a boil now. This is 2 pounds of clean green beans. Keep your temperature on high because you want to cook them for 3 to 5 minutes until they pop to a beautiful bright green. Depending how cold your beans are, it's going to take a while to bring your water back up to boiling. I'm turning my bacon way down to low now because I'm going to let it finish crisping up while I get my mushrooms ready. I've already washed these mushrooms, so make sure you wash them because you don't want any dirt in your casserole. And now we're just going to slice them. These are brown baby bellas. These are your basic white mushrooms. And I kind of like the look of this portobello, so he is going to go in there too. You need 1.5 pounds of mushrooms, which is about 8 cups. That's a lot. And the reason is, mushrooms get down to nothing when you cook them. The mushrooms are one of the best flavors in that green bean casserole. Cook your bacon till it's crispy brown and then take it out and leave that grease in there. Into the hot bacon grease they go. They're going to bring that temperature down really fast. Let's take note here. Look at how many mushrooms are in this. Look at how high that fills up. It's going to be a magic trick to see so much of that volume disappear. So with my mushrooms on high, they're sitting there happy cooking. This has now been 5 minutes that these green beans have been boiling. I've turned my oven on 350 degrees because I'm preheating it for my casserole. Drain your green beans and then shock them with cold water so that they don't turn gray while you assemble your casserole. Those mushrooms have been on high about 5 minutes. So now I'm flipping them over and I'm seeing a beautiful brownish to the edges that were touching the pan. Now I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt. Leave it on high Dano. So now we're going to make a roux. Don't be scared by that word. All that is some fat with some flour in it because it's going to be your thickening agent for our creamy white sauce. I'm telling you, I like this so much better than throwing a can of cream of mushroom soup over my canned green beans. So once the butter's melted, you add 2 tablespoons of flour. And we're going to cook the flour with the butter. It's going to give it a really nice nutty taste. We're going to season this with a ½ teaspoon of salt and some pepper. And after it starts to bubble, you're ready to add your cream cheese. This is 1 whole package of cream cheese. And to that, we're adding 1.5 cups of half and half, or light cream. And as that half and half gets hot, I'm going to whisk in that cream cheese. It's all happening now. Off goes the heat. Our mushrooms look done, so I'm going to turn it off. Okay, here's our measurement. That's got to be 1/4 the quantity that I started with. So I'm adding my green beans right into our cast iron skillet. If you don't have one of these, that's fine. Use a casserole dish. Pyrex or any kind is fine. And on top of that goes our beautiful white sauce. Wow. And then you toss it like a salad and you mix it up. You got your beans, you've got the beautiful mushrooms that were sauteed in that bacon grease. Oh my gosh. If you want to do this ahead of time, you stop at this step and not bake it. You put it in the refrigerator with foil on it, and then the day of, you cook it in the oven for 45 minutes. Now, this is already hot. This is going to be ready to go. So what I'm going to do is cover it with foil now and just stick it in that oven for 25 minutes. And it's going to get all bubbly and delicious. So into the 350 oven. We're going to make crispy onion rings. The ingredients for this dish are an onion, salt, flour, corn oil, and you're going to need a little bowl of milk, maybe half a cup. So in a pot, pour corn oil to a couple of inches. Leave that heat on high while you get your onion ready. I want them really crispy and really thin. So I have the sharpest knife in my house, and I'm cutting them about 1/8 of an inch. About as thin as you can do them without wrecking that circle shape. So these onion rings are going to get dunked and covered, and then into the flour they go for a little toss. So you got to check the oil to make sure it's hot enough. Oh yeah, you see the sizzle? We're there. So fry them up in little batches. And it's only going to take 1 minute. It'll go so fast. That is done. And onto a plate with a paper towel on it. And then salt them down when they come out of that grease. Wow. So it's been 25 minutes. Let's check it. Oh yeah, I see some bubbles. I'm checking to see if it's uniformly hot. And I think it is. So 10 more minutes at 400 degrees for a little more color on top. So we want to chop our bacon in little pieces, and that's what we're going to put on top of it. And everybody wants some of that bacon. So you got to make sure the pieces are small enough that everybody's going to get a little bit. I'm also going to add crispy fried onion rings, and they're on my channel too. Oh, it's just beautiful. So add your homemade onion rings. Everybody's going to dive in because they all want these. I just think they're better than the kind that comes in the can. And hello, everything's better with bacon. I can't wait to try it. Oh, look at that. I'm going to be like the kids at the table. I'm reaching back in and finding some bacon in that topping. My perfect bite has a little bit of everything in it. This is the holiday bomb. Oh, that is incredible. Those beans are perfectly tender. Those mushrooms are awesome. Those fried onions are amazing. So subscribe to my channel and let's keep cooking together. Happy holidays.